Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse for some more firehouse reasoning. See, I think I'm going to be just reflecting some more on the paradoxes of life, and especially the deeper paradoxes of life, as I would say, about if you want to call it the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the male and the female, the light and the dark, you know. So one of the paradoxes is that each individual human being contain within themselves the male and the female. So it is your duty then to understand this. But like I'm saying, when you look at a man or when you look at yourself as a man or a woman, you're going to be accepting yourself as a male alone, because that's what they tell you, that you are a man, innit? And then tell you that you are a woman. So you will get the opinion that you are completely male. Or you try to make yourself completely male because you've been told that you are a man or you are a boy. And then the girl is being told that you're a girl. And she trying her best way to be just a girl. Now I'm telling you that this is not so. Each individual, male or female, is carrying the opposite as well. So you are, if you are a male, you are also female. And if you are a woman, you are also male. And you are supposed first to understand and balance this within yourself. You understand? So when you are balanced within yourself, when you balance the male and female principle, that's what make you whole. Yeah? And then that is how you're going to get order outside if the other person do the same. You know what I mean? But because life is, like I say, paradoxical, and it's paradoxical in many ways. Like you see here in England, in the news now, we have to touch on what is in the news. We have this fella here, Jimmy Savile. Now he demonstrates what I mean when I'm talking about paradox perfectly well, because his public face was a great charity worker. Everyone know him as great charity worker, whether for hospital, children home and all these things. Spend all his life in the public doing what appears to be good. Yet behind the scene it is now coming out that he was a little pervert, have a fetish for young girls. So that was a paradox. It's also a paradox, like I tell you, that a lot of people seems to be what you call beautiful in appearance, physically. Then you say, oh, you're very beautiful. But these very same people that appear to be beautiful can be very dirty or very vain. So that is another paradox. So you see, the whole of life is based in paradoxes. And ain't no way of unraveling the paradox of life unless you self-discipline. The paradoxes of life cannot be unraveled by those who are greedy and selfish and jealous and devious. The paradoxes of life cannot be unraveled by those who are specialists. You know, those who are scholars and scientists and chemists and all these other high things that you are you worship so much. Because in this world, a man is esteemed Not as according to the man's character, but as according to the job that he does. So if he was the first man to discover a computer, then he's made a great man. And he's awarded all kind of awards for his work, not his character. You know what I mean? So some of these men that you are calling great men, when you get to know or understand their character, they wasn't no great man at all. All they did was discover something as according to you human beings. But they never discover themselves. So that is a paradox, you know. These men are not... well, there's no such thing as great anyway. But if you was going to call a human being great, it would be a human being who know and understand themselves and understand the balance between positive and negative. One who knows the spirit within, you know, the good spirit, as well as the what you would call the negative one, and understand these things. But no, these are not the people that you call great. You call them great because, you know, like I said, Darwin is a great man. In fact, I nearly had an argument with a man about it. But Darwin is not a great man. You know what I mean? For you to be a great man, like I say, it's simple. You have to realize that the earth is one and that everyone on the planet is one. And that the one spirit dwell in all. It's the only way for you to be... it's not great knowing that. That's just simple, but that's what greatness is then. You know what I mean? Not people who just make an aeroplane and you build them a statue and claim that the great men, you know. No such thing as great men. In fact, currently again in the news today, it's very funny anything. The Nobel Peace Prize. Well, it's always been an idiotic how they decide who's a peace campaigner anyway. But they've given it to the European Union. Maybe they think the European Union is doing a good job, yeah? Curtailing people's rights, opportunities in life. I don't know how any human being, it's just show, you know, the world must gone mad. How anyone, right, could sit down and think that the European Union as a whole is worthy of the peace prize on the planet then, if there is such a thing. That's totally ridiculous. You know what I mean? And this prize has never been awarded yet. I don't think they've ever gone in any poor community and talk to any poor people, yeah? And find out if there's any individual in the poor community who has helped those people in the poor community to rise up or to better themselves, help them in whatever way, and give these kind of people who no one know about the Peace Prize. No, it's always have to be one of your scientists or one of your idiotic president, you know, give it to Obama, Al Gore, and some, you know. These are not Peace Prize, you know, and the people who are giving out these kind of prizes, what would they know about peace anyway? You know what I mean? Because the only way you could know what peace means is to know yourself. And if you don't know yourself, how are you going to be able to choose correctly? These people must have lost their mind to choose the European Union right now in the planet. I'm sure the people of Europe wouldn't have done this anyway. Even they must be laughing at this idiotic situation. But this is the time of, like I say, revelation, where everything is coming to the bubble. Hence the fact, like I'm telling you now, the Fire Lion is here to reveal the truth, so that everyone can understand the truth in this time of confusion. And the only way for you to understand the truth is not to follow these idiots, because they don't know the truth. The truth is something that only you can find it out for your own self. No one can lead you to it. You see, because it's not a thing where somebody lead you to it. It's something that you take action. You see, I mean, something where you know that you're doing wrong and you make correction to the wrongs that you're doing. And then when you are making the correction to the wrongs that you are doing, that will be unraveling what is right and correct to you. But trust me, there ain't no way, like I've repeated over and over, of any human being knowing what is right and correct until the day come when they start to learn self-correction. You know what you're doing wrong. In the secret of your heart, like I say, no human being can see you apart from the one that dwell within, that is my master. He's the one that see it and know it all from within. So no other human being can see your little dirty ways. Now maybe you was not aware that the one is watching you, but I am aware and I am telling you that you can't hide nothing from this one. And that I have told you, I have repeated this over and over and over. Hiding secret from other human beings is of no importance, because human beings are not God. Human beings never made the laws of life. You know what I mean? They are easy to deceive. Like I say, people deceive me all the time. No doubt they will in the future, you know what I mean. But that is not the problem about deceiving another. Can you deceive yourself? Or did you not realize this law, that there is no way of deceiving thyself? You see, and until you stop this stupid game, well, all right then, when you're playing the game of deceiving others, what drink there? When you play the game of deceiving others, right? And lying and cheating and this, all you are doing is keeping your eyes closed. Are definitely for sure stopping your inner eye from opening. Human beings, people are always thinking about, punishment and going to hell. And no, you get punished for the wrongs that you are doing right here in this life that you are living, and you don't see it. Because the minute, not the minute, from your settling to doing wrongdoings anyway, your eyes are closed and you are living in ignorance. That's a punishment to be living in ignorance. But you don't realize this, because ignorance seems to be bliss to you. Isn't it? Because you're having plenty sex and you're wearing a lot of big gold and diamond chain and all these kind of things. So it gives you the illusion now that you are enjoying yourself. But if you are honest, you will find out that you are full of doubt and anxiety, because you don't know where you're going. You are not sure. Because anyone who is living away from the law of God can't be sure of what they're doing. If you are not living under the will of the one, then how can you be sure what you're doing? You can't be. You must be full of doubt and anxiety, and anything that you join or formulate yourself together in a group cannot be right. Because nothing can be right unless one is in alignment with the will of the one that dwell within. I call that one Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful one. But you don't have to call it that one. We'll just say conscience. And for those who are more comfortable with the one within, or the light within, or your third eye, whatever eye you want to call the one, don't make no difference. As long as you can you grasp the idea that there is a superior intelligence. You know what superior mean? It means exactly that. As long as you grasp the idea, full of shit, man, that within your being is a superior intelligence, that is who the one is. And that is who now you will make the link with when you stop or cease, as you call it, cease from doing wrong. You know what doing wrong is? Every human being, when you reach, I say 18-year-old, know what doing wrong is. Now I'm saying, unless your heart and your mind as well, is serious about stopping what is wrong, you won't know what is right. You can't know what is right. You can't know God. Oh yeah, you can go and read about what people write about God. But reading about God and knowing God is two different things. You understand? You know, use, like I say, believing in God. Like I've repeated before, it's only a fool, right, would come into the world and rather than know God, would spend the time believing in God. What is the point of that? If God exists, wouldn't you want to know? If there is a superior intelligence within the universe, wouldn't you want to know? Well, I would want to know for definitely. I was reading a book the other day and I see a quote from it. I write it down, it was such a lovely quote. It says, life is like an invention, You will understand it when you discover the inventor. Don't you think that one is nice, man? Life is like an invention. Let me make, you will understand it when you meet the inventor. So I agree with that one, because that's what life is like. You know what I mean? And you will understand life when you meet the inventor then. Let's say life is intelligence. And you will discover this when you find the intelligence. And the intelligence is within thy own self. But to root or dig up or to whatever you want to put on it, to reach the intelligence that is within thyself, you have to self-discipline. You have to cease from doing what is wrong. You know what I mean? Ain't no, you know, the secret of God then is lie in honesty. And I don't mean false honesty like I say, like Jimmy Savile kind of, and you know, like where you're pretending to be honest. Because God can see into the heart and the mind, and not can, He does. No, everything you're under the light, innit? And if your heart is not pure, it's like going through doors. Or going through certain doors. Ain't no way your spirit can enter through that door, unless your heart is clean. So certain beings cannot know certain things. Knowing certain things does not depend on education, does it? Knowing the truth doesn't depend on how many bachelors of art degree you've got. I don't know what they call these big names that they give people when they qualify at whatever university, doctor degree and all that. The truth has got nothing to do with doctor degree. You know what I mean? Bachelor of art, or whatever you want to call your where idiots set up school to test or brainwash people into more idiocy. Well, whatever degree they want to give you, you can't use that to measure truth. And you having these degrees does not make you an expert on truth. Because even in this world now, coming up into these modern England here, like I would say, you have a chance to see, and you know, and if they're ever discussing anything about God or what is right, correct, really, it's always these educated fools that they bring now to be the expert. And I say they are only expert in idiocy. You very rarely find anyone who is making any sense. You know what I mean? If you want to find out any sense like here in England, well, you have like Edge Media TV and Showcase TV 1 and 2, you know, showing Paragon Shift TV, where you can get a lot of alternative views that way. But if you ever see any gathering on BBC and those kind of things, it's always these experts who I say are expert at idiocy. But they don't know the truth. The truth, for one to know the truth, like I tell you have to live it. No living it, no knowing it. You know, otherwise you got to presume, or like they tell you, have faith. Have faith in what you cannot understand, what you cannot know. You see what I mean? That to me is just totally ridiculous. That somebody should tell you that, oh yes, there is a God, yeah, but you can't know this God really. But you have to have faith that there is this God. No, a fire lion wouldn't have any faith in a God like that, man. I have faith in the God that I know, and that I am talking about, and that I am about, I would say, 500 trillion, if not 1,000, lots of 900,000 trillion billion % certain. You know, I like a lot of percentage certain that what I am talking about is right and correct. And that whoever is listening and hear the voice, when you hear it, you hear what I tell you. Within you, who is listening, whether you want to be man or woman, that is irrelevant. Whatever they educate you, that you white man, black man, cause fire don't bother about those kind of things. I am just telling you that within you, although you cannot see this, but you must have felt this one, eh? Is the terrible and dreadful one. The highest intelligence that human from whatever time they've been living on the planet has called God. You know? Maybe one or a few people didn't know that this one was within, but maybe the great majority of mankind have been bamboozled to think that God was up in the heavens then. No, but God is not up in the God is not separate from His creation then. When I say His, you know, I don't bother think, if you listen, don't bother think I'm referring to God as a man just because I say His. That's just for human speech. God is not a person, you understand? A person is somebody who is one place at one time, innit? Wouldn't you agree, Marius? Yeah, that's a person in one place, one time. But God is not in one place at one time, is it? God is everywhere, in every human being. Doesn't matter what color, shape, or form they are in. God is in them. So God is not a person then. Rather you say God is an energy. Well, we are energies as well. So let's say life is an energy thing. We are all energies, eh? So you couldn't say, oh yes, the energy is a man. He's a man, you know. The energy is a woman. Because you know you human being, due to idiocy, I say. Someone say, oh, yeah, God is a man, and then the woman feel left out and say, oh, well, we don't know God is a woman, you know. That is just foolish, you know. God is an energy. God is not a male or a female, but that energy did produce male and female still, which we are. You understand? But I am telling you about this one that is within anyway. Or this energy. You can talk to this energy like how you would talk to a man. Or you can reason with this energy. If you are seeking honesty, this is you know what I mean? If you desire honesty, then you can talk to this one. If honesty is not your thing, then you must be talking to the other one. Because it's the one and the two that dwell within you. Same guide. Number 2 is the same guy that they are telling you is Satan. Well, Satan is not a guy either, is it? You can't call Satan a man, is it? Because like I tell you, I'm a person. Because a person would be in one place at one time, like how I'm sitting here. But Satan is more versatile than the fire lion. Because Satan is everywhere in this man and that woman as well. You know what I mean? So Satan is everywhere. So you can't call Satan a person either. But nevertheless, Satan is real. You know what I mean? So you have to know, and Satan is a part of you. So if he's real and he's a part of you, you can't be scared of your own self. Because if you're afraid of your own self, you're not going to know yourself. So you need to understand Satan, innit? To achieve the balance. Positive and negative produce alike. Now, Satan in his innocence, like I say, he is guilty of spitting out all kind of every negative thoughts, not all kind, you know. It's a master of negativity. Yeah, but this negativity do not force anyone to do anything, does it? You don't leave his post. And no one has ever seen Satan murder anyone. I've never heard, from all the killing and war going on, I've never heard anyone say, yeah man, it was Satan and his brethren. And we're looking for them now, because Satan does fly out of the sky with some man and kill a few people. No, it's always man. Satan don't take part in these kind of wicked activities, I say. But he does spit negativity out because he's got a job to do. And his job is to introduce negativity into the minds of human beings. The human being has got his job as well. Your job is to resist them, no problem in it. If Satan say, oh, to do this, tempt you to do, just say you're not doing it, innit? You ain't got no power to force you to do what you don't want to do. Whatever you are doing, like I said before, you are doing it because of your own desires, your own greed, your own selfishness. And when you are in the dark down there, like I say, you don't realize that there's consequences to your actions. And it's hard to reach you and explain this to you. Now imagine then that, you know how many people get angry when you try and tell them what is right and correct. You're not trying to fight them. You're not there. They know that you're not robbing them. I'm talking about people that know now. You're not going to rob them. You're not interfering with the wife, the children, the brother, the grandmother, the friends. And you've never done it. But you try and tell them the truth now. They say, oh, no, you don't know nothing. How would you know? I know you accuse you of all kind of things. So no one wants to hear the real truth. You want a little half-measure truth, don't you? No, but you're going to get the coming now. This one here will be the real truth. Where only those who know themselves. Because you see, the funny trick in life is if you know yourself, you know every other human being. Then you must know within yourself that all human being is equal. And if a man never know this 100 years ago, or 200 years ago, or even 300 years ago, or 400, 5 or 5,000, that man must have been an idiot, innit? If any human being, right, come up on this planet Earth and live a life and never realize that all the rest of human beings and it was equal, you know, sincerely in their heart, then that human being live a life and die as a fool. Okay? Life is to understand the oneness of life and join in the rhythm and movements of life. You know what I mean? Not to go against the rhythm. You know what I mean? And surely you won't be in tune unless you understand the oneness. I'm the one God and the one earth and the one universe. You see? So if you are not in tune, you know, it's like you're not dancing to the rhythm of life. You know what I mean? And from you are not dancing to the rhythm of life, that means you've come and live a life of what we would call just total waste. A life without no meaning and no understanding. You know what I mean? To me, that is just like a kind of what would I say, a waste of life, that man. You know, that kind of life don't have no relevance. You know, it's like those I could say, it's like how puppies are born. Puppies are not born with their eyes open, you know. They're born with them closed for a while. But most human, but after a while, their eye open. After a couple, so their eyes open. But it look like human being now. We are born right with our eyes closed as well. Not the physical eye, the inner eye. We're born with those eyes closed. But nevertheless, they have the potential to open. I say potential because they can also not open as well. And a lot of human beings seems like they remain in what I call the puppy state, where their eyes have never opened. And trust me, if your eyes are not open, how are you going to be able to tell what is right? You won't be able to. You might guess, or you might presume, and you come up with all form of presumption. Hence the fact I say that the outward part of religion now are guessing definitely about God, because they don't know God. Because if you know God, why would you need to set up any congregation? Or you have to go to a building to give praise to God. Because anyone who genuinely knows God knows that you can give praise to God no matter where you are. While you're going to work, while you're working, while you're coming from work, you know, while you're cooking, while you're dancing, running, sleeping, walking on toilet, up your toilet, and everywhere. So why would you need to set some particular special time to do this? You can do it while you're living in it. You do it like a continuous when you're doing it. Because God is within you, so it's not like you have to go and look for God in it. You got to make an appointment to see God. Because God is within you, so you know at all time, and God never sleep either. It's not I say, oh, if you want to talk to God, say, oh yeah, I'm asleep. God is never not asleep. He's never busy. Then so you don't have to make an appointment. Anytime you're ready, hope you can deal with God. So why do the outside people then have to go, say, on a Sunday or on a Friday you gather a lot around your mosque, have a drink? This is because you are not, that is demonstrating, although you don't know this, that you are not genuine. Because if you was genuine, you would be living God and doing it all the time. You know what I mean? Every day, not just sometime. That's how you know God. God is not something to believe in. Those who believe in God do not know God. And when you know God now, you would not do the things that believers do. You know what I mean? You don't have to worship God. Who tell you, like I say, that God wants your worship? We human beings. And you can see this demonstrated. If we have a friend, or when anybody do anything for us, we are grateful and thankful. You know? We love our parents if they're good to us and our Father. So when we realize now that it is God who created, of course we're going to be grateful. Naturally. It's instinctively. No human being don't have to tell us now how to give. Like you wouldn't have to come and teach me, right, how to give thanks to my mother for taking care of me. Or how to thank my friend, you know what I mean? How to feel pleased and thank my friend very much for doing what he's done for me. So why should any human being now come and teach me how to thank God for what God is doing for me? This is ridiculous. You see what I mean? Because God is a private thing to each individual, isn't it? So each individual will know what they want to say, or how they want to pray, or how they want to thank God. You don't have to teach anybody about how to do such things. Well, I wouldn't teach anyone how to do such thing anyway. I am teaching people Not even primarily about God at first. God is a thing that will grow in your understanding. You don't bother about God, and that will confuse you. Like I say, any human being, what you need to be concerned with is honesty within thy own self. Can you be truthfully honest with yourself? And then when you decide that you're going to stop drinking or lying or hating, can you truthfully stop it? If you can, this is what is going to open your eyes and give you a desire for what is right. Without a desire for understanding what is right and correct, then your eyes ain't going to be open. Because you are distracted by the, let's say, the glamour of life then, or the happening that you see around you, the glitter. You know what I mean? Maybe you like partying, or, you like money, and you like, I don't know, whatever it is. But there's other things that can distract one from the goal of understanding who one is or what the purpose of life really is, if there is any. You see what I mean? You ain't going to find out if you don't search, right? If you don't try, you know what I mean? And it don't take you a long time to find out either, if you are serious. You know what I mean? I say it will take a mind 3 months to be set, if the mind was serious. And after 3 months, the mind will be set that way that it will be thinking of searching and looking for what is right, and will find it very quickly and rapidly. I say. So before you know it, you can know a lot. You can, what a man take a lifetime and don't find out, you can find out within 3 or 4 months like that. It comes to you rapidly. If you are honest, this is not for the dishonest soul. This is for someone who decide to be honest. And then God will reveal himself to you in whatever way God decide to reveal himself. I can't say either. Because God is intelligence and truth. So to each God reveal himself a different way, Some hear, some feel, some I can't say how a man is going to know that there is a higher intelligence, but he will know. Because I am not the only man who knows. Enough man know. How did they know? I know how they know, though. They discipline themselves, because that is the key. Self-discipline is the key. After when you self-discipline, what you will see, I can't say what you're going to see, but you will definitely see what is right. How you come to your understanding, you come to it through your own experiences. No one can live another experience. We all go through our own unique experience. And it's for us as individuals to work out our own individual part. You see what I mean? Well, some people don't believe that there is any part. They don't have a part anyway. When I say some people, I mean those who are down in the dark. That's what I say, not those who are. And when I say those who are in the dark, it's not to belittle anyone who is in the dark. We was all in the dark. We have to come from the dark to the light. But I'm just saying that when you are in the dark, I always say when I was in the dark, you don't think rational. Quarter rational, but not full rational. So no one in the dark is thinking straight. You can't see. That's why you're in the dark. That's why you find anyone in the dark. Don't be surprised, even if it's your brother, your mother, your wife, or your whatever. If they lie to you, cheat you, if they hate you, if they get jealous, spiteful, anything, do not be surprised. All these things can happen when human beings are in the dark. You know what I mean? So I don't get surprised at anything that happened to me or what people do to me who are in the dark. I don't hold it personal. You know what I mean? I'm not saying if a man in the dark do me something, I don't feel it. Of course I feel it. But I mean is, I don't take it personal. I have feelings, of course. The wrong not to deny your feeling. But you also have the understanding that whoever is doing you the wrong, he's doing it because they're in the dark. And like I repeat before, if a blind man walk into me and I know the man is blind, I ain't going to react in no negative and violent way towards such a man. So I take people who are in the dark exactly like that. As long as they don't physically do me nothing, you know what I mean? I can, what I would call, tolerate their ignorance. Because obviously people will do things, they do things out of ignorance when they are in the dark. Anything goes in the dark. This is why I'm saying now it is so important now for us to release ourselves from out of this darkness that we are in. Because this is what caused all the confusion on the planet. All the hating, all the division, all the separating to different tribes and different countries, different races that breed all the negativity and all the confusion, you know what I mean? The only thing that can clear that up is to know thyself. And thyself, like I'm telling you, is conscience. I don't know if you want to call it God then, you know. But it's the highest intelligence, only that can help you. You are ignorant. Intelligence sweep away ignorance. Where is the intelligence? I've told you. You've got to log on. The intelligence is within thy own self. No one has got a monopoly on intelligence. This intelligence that I'm telling you about, like I say, it's not a talent. It's not like, so, you know, some people can sing and some can't sing, or some, like I say, a racing driver or good fishermen. This has got nothing to do with that. Anyone can log on to the intelligence. The one intelligence. And this is where now we get our understanding from. This is when we won't live in anywhere, because the intelligence itself will show you that you must behave and live decently. And you will agree with that, because you will recognize the one as the supreme intelligence within this universe. You see what I mean? So as a fire now, we are just here to reveal the one that is within thyself and to help you, or show you the method or the way how to open your eyes and to realize yourself fully that this one is real. And you understand what I mean? The day will come when human being realize that the one is within them. They can put away the silly books and stop arguing about who says what in the Bible and what John the Baptist say or he never say and what Peter say and this man say, because all those things are irrelevant. You are supposed to be knowing who you are. Not arguing about some man who died 10,000 years ago and 2,000, 3,000 and was in Jerusalem riding donkey and camel and all those things. Those people are dead, innit? They are out of it. What is the point of you coming here writing books about them and trying to prove what they did and what they never did? That is not your duty here. Your duty here is to try and understand who you are and make correction within your own self. Because like I tell you before, life is a continuous movement. And there is no dying or death within life, within creation. You understand? You're here for a purpose and a reason. And your desire should be to understand this purpose and this reason. And you ain't going to find this out if you are in the dark or you are following those in the dark. You know, you have to break away from all this. I was just talking to my friend today. I can't understand this. This is going off the subject onto a different topic now still, but I have to mention this, that you have, say we have Christianity, these are the group of people who put the ancestors into slavery, and teach them this idiotic business story. So yeah, salvation come through that. Now long after slavery finished now, we have our own brothers trying to convince us that the slave master story is right. see what I mean? That it's right to follow this Jesus story. And they are still praying and hoping that they are going to get their salvation through the story that the slave master tell them. Can you believe something like that? That's, to me, that's total madness. It wouldn't matter to me, right, if all of you slave children believe that. I wouldn't believe no idiotic business like that. You know what I mean? It just cannot be right that someone can abuse you and then offer you salvation. You know what I mean? This is time for you to vomit up back those things I say. You know, like sometimes you can eat something which is not right for the stomach, so your belly automatically vomit it up. It's these ideas, yeah, that these ideas that you swallow up about religion. It's time you vomit these ideas up, that means get rid of them, because these ideas are not good. They are not good for your mentality or your mental well-being. You understand? You might, coming back to the paradox, you might look very good physically, health-wise, but mentally you are deranged and ill. Because you've eaten the wrong food, you've put the wrong food into thy mind. You know what I mean? And you cannot nourish the mind with such idiocy. The mind, for the mind to grow and expand, it needs to be nourished with right reasoning, I see, and right understanding. And the only way you can implant right reasoning and right understanding into thy own mind is to start with thy own self, where one make one correction to one's own ignorance. Honesty alone will do it. You know what I mean? Just be open and honest. You don't have to start off with other human being, like I say, just with your own self. No one knows you better than you. No one can be more honest with you than you. So why don't you be honest with yourself? Because unless you're honest with yourself, God ain't going to teach you nothing. No human who's not honest to themselves can't know anything about God. You know what you know to the degree of your own honesty. And to the degree of how honest you are, that is what keeping you from knowing even more. When you are dead open and willing to let go, you will learn a lot more, innit? A lot more than you learn when you are completely trusting in God and God alone. But no, you're not willing to trust in God and God alone, innit? No, you want to trust in Jesus, innit? Or Muhammad or the Buddha. Well, they are not God. You're not supposed to trust in them. Don't bother about them. Don't bother about your mother, having trust in your mother and father, innit? Let go. You know what I mean? Have trust in God then, innit? And if you want to know the truth, the real truth I'm on about, you know. For any soul, right, to know the truth, they have to completely let go of their own fear and everything, own anxiety and trust in God. If you trust in God, you wouldn't be bothered, would you? You trust in God, you just let go in it. You know what I mean? And then you trust in God to guide you. Don't be afraid. And if you're trusting in God then, and you're letting go, because God is not a book, you wouldn't be holding onto a book, would you? So you wouldn't be looking into a book for anything to say. You'd be trusting in God for putting words in your mouth to say. And surely if God is really, He's going to give you intelligent word to say. Unless He wants to make you look like an idiot. And why would God want to let anyone who is trustworthy look like an idiot? Of course, if you are trusting in God, God is not going to make you look like an idiot. God is going to equip you with the lyrics to kill idiots. That's what I say. If you are trusting in God, right? God will equip you with the lyrics to slaughter fools and to destroy the house of idiocy. No foolish man will be able to stand in front of you, or a woman. Even if they live 1,000,000 years ago and they talk any bullshit, you destroy them. Because now God is the one who's teaching you, innit? And God is smarter than them. God is wiser than any fool, innit? So how could the foolish ideas of fool stand up against God, or who God teach and educate? You understand what I mean? Those cannot stand. You cannot stand against truth. All you could talk about is, oh, you build the Eiffel Tower. yeah, build the Eiffel Tower. You can talk about that. But that doesn't make you an honest person because you build the Eiffel Tower. That's just a knowledge. This is knowing God is where you have to be honorable and honest in your integrity. You understand? In your heart and your mind and your soul. Now, you cannot see my heart and mind and soul, but God can. So God knows the degree of honesty that is within my own being. You understand? And God knows that if there is not a certain amount of honesty in my being or any human being, then they are not going through that door. Where man go and learn about what wisdom, and they are not going to get any lyrics to fire either. They might have to rely on what other people say. You know what I mean? And the reason why they have to rely on what other people say is they're going to come right back to the way that they're behaving. Because these human beings refuse to change their ways. And like I'm telling you, no one who refuses to change their ways can understand the will of God. And like I know people don't like the word God. You know, say I use the word God, man. But we can also say you won't understand the will of conscience then, thy own self. Or the will of the inner man. Or you won't know what truth is. You know what I mean? Because you refuse. It's like, how can a man like I repeat? You always have to repeat your own sayings. But how can you get fit if you don't train? Or if you refuse to train? You can't. So, the mind cannot get fit if you don't stop your little evil deeds. It can't be fit if you're a racist or you hate other human beings. You know what I mean? So, how are you going to stop that? You have to train it. And that means stopping it. If you don't stop it, then you will live and die. You will be dead anyway. You heard of the living dead. Well, most people are like that. You're born into this life, but you've never actually, you are dead. So just like in them stupid movie about living dead and those things, you are technically a dead person. Because the only way you can be a live person is when you change from positive to negative. All other human beings are dead. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you technically say then, I would say that 95%, no man, 99% of the world is dead. You know, the same percentage, or they say 1% is ruling over the 99. Well, when we reverse it spiritually, 99% of the world is dead. Maybe a 1% of human being is waking up. Although maybe it might be rising higher here in the 2012. Shall we say 98% and 2%? Because there is an awakening going on. Lots more people are aware now of what is going on. You know, a lot, especially younger people are a lot more alert now. Because of such things as the internet, well, not the internet, the outernet. Because of such things as the outernet, which people can outernet now, you know, more people are becoming aware about the internet. if you know what I mean. You see, because you have an alternate and then you have an internet. The true internet is within thyself, and when you log on to that now, you are open to all manner of wisdom and understanding. So yes, the alternate is a very good help for the internet. You see what I mean? But I think they've bamboozled your mind by calling their thing the internet. But it's not the internet, it's the alternate. The real internet is within thyself. That is where one make connection with the supreme intelligence. Well, I know the alternate demonstrate that form of intelligence to a degree. Because when you log on to the alternate, you are open to all manner of information. In cases you can even get information on the internet. But when you come on the internet now, when anyone that I tell you, when you log on to the internet that is within thyself, that's the internet, inner. When you log on to that one now, that is where now all your anxiety and your doubt and all these things will be wiped away. If they're not wiped away, this is where you will learn how to cope with them. You know, because life will still be going on. You will still have your problems in life. But then at least you will learn how to deal with your problems without you have to resort to being an alcoholic or a murderer, a killer, or some form of negativity. You know, you learn how to deal with life when you log on to the internet. Well, that's another paradox in it. Alternate internet. You understand? But life is a in and a out. So it would be good for you to, well, you are used to the out, but it would be good for you to reflect about the inward movement of life. But unfortunately, you will not be able to reflect about the inward movement of life until you make correction in the outward movements of life, as it was. You see what I mean? Because there is disorder. So you have to bring order out there. You can bring the order anyway, you know. If you bring order in your like I tell you, if you was outside, right, and you living in the outer world and you're a thief and a liar and a hater, if you stop those things, it bring you in. So you see, you can when you bring order outside, it bring order inside as well. Or if you bring order inside, you will operate better outside, innit? When there's order within, there'll be order outside. And if there's order outside, it works just the same. So, to move in, you have to start out. Paradoxically, if you know what I mean. You start out, because outside is where you're messing. Outside is where you're causing trouble in that your movement. So you have to make correction out there. And that correction that you're making on the outside will bring you on the inside. Introduce you to the invisible movements of life. You see what I mean? Because there is an invisible part of life that you are not comprehending. And the reason why you don't comprehend this invisible part, because you are too busily doing evil in the outward movements of life. You understand what I mean? Anyway, you know what I'm going to do, because we've been firing from the firehouse. So right now I'm going to reel out and fade away from the house of fire. See? Fade out from firehouse.